Hey guys, it's TGVoid, and today I'm going to do another port forwarding tutorial, and I'm going to try to make this as quick and simple as possible. So, the first thing you want to determine is if you have multiple routers or not. If you have a single router, perfect, nothing, everything will go smoothly. If you have multiple routers, there are additional steps that you do need to take in order for everything to work smoothly. So, first thing you want to do is hit Windows, the Windows key plus R, type in CMD. Then you want to type in ipconfig, like so. And then you want to find your normal Ethernet or Wi-Fi adapter. And for me, it's this one. You just want to look through until you find something that looks right. You want to find this number, the default gateway. It should be something like 192.168.1.1 or .0.1. I know Comcast says 10.0.0.1. It all just depends on your ISP, if you have, and what type of router you have, and if you're using the default settings or not. One thing I forgot to mention was that you need a static IP in order for the port forwarding to work 100% of the time, because you don't want your IP to change and your port forwarding settings won't change along with your IP. So what you want to do is you want to go to Control Panel, and then Network and Internet. You want to go to Network and Sharing Center, change adapter settings, find which one that your main internet goes through, so it could be a Wi-Fi card or, in my case, Ethernet. Right click, hit Properties. Click this Internet Protocol version 4, hit Properties, and then hit this. Use the following IP address settings. What you need to do is enter any IP address that you would like to use. I already have it set up in my router. Your subnet mask should fill in automatically, and your default gateway should also fill automatically, but it's not doing that. So yeah, just put in your default gateway. And for your DNS, you could either do your default gateway if you've already changed your DNS through the router, like in my case. So I'll go ahead and do that. But if you don't have it set up through your router and you don't plan on doing that, I would suggest 1.1.1.1 if you have a major ISP, or 1.0.0.1. That's those two were Cloudflare DNS. And then this is Google. You could put that if you're using the same service for both DNSs, then you want to fill this as the first DNS and then this as the second one. So you would put 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4 if you want to use Google DNS. And then I don't have the OpenDNS, but OpenDNS is pretty good. They also allow you to do some website blocking and whatever if you sign up through their for their service online, but you don't need to sign up in order to use their DNS. So I'm just gonna do my default gateway, and then just hit OK. And in my case, this won't let me save, so I'll just leave the second one empty. Now you want to go into your favorite browser. Here we go. So you want to type in that default gateway. Alright, so here's mine. It's gonna look different depending on your router. So I'm just gonna type in my default username and password that you really should change. It should be, like, if you haven't changed it, it should be something like admin password, root, something like that. Just see what works. If none of those common ones work, you might want to check the label on your router. So I'm gonna hit login. Then you want to find some sort of firewall or port forwarding option. For me, it's right here. And then there's going to be port forwarding right here. Now, you want to know the IP address of the computer that the server is hosting. So let's say if I had a Minecraft server on this computer, I would use this IP address, this IPv4. And yeah, so my router has the option of choosing my particular LAN device. I already port forwarded Minecraft here. So let's say I'm hosting multiple Minecraft servers. I would type in, let's say, 25566. And then you just want to type that for literally everything. Whatever port you need. And then you want to select TCP UDP. And then hit apply, or whatever OK settings that your router has. Now, in order to check for if your port forwarding settings has worked completely, you want to go to ugetSignal. I think that's .com. Yeah. And then go to their port forwarding tester. And then enter your IP address. It should be there automatically. I'm going to blur it because I wouldn't want to show my IP address like I've done in the past. And type in your port number here. It should be the same thing as what's here. And make sure you restart your server and that it's fully functional before you hit the check button. Now, I don't have a server running right now. I could if I wanted to take the time to do so, but this is just a quick little video. So if there's a green flag here, then you're all good, you're all set. If it's red, what you might need to do is go into Windows Firewall, be under System and Security, Windows Defender Firewall, then it should be allow an app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall. It might be slightly differently named depending on your version of Windows. Then you want to hit Change Settings, allow another app, and then for Minecraft, for instance, you might want to do Java, and then hit OK, apply, whatever it says. And then check again, and make sure that you can connect to your server locally, because that'll help you determine if there are any problems. However, if you have a multi-router setup, this default gateway is only going to be for the router that's the furthest within that chain. So let's say I had my ISP router, and then I connected to, let's say, a Netgear router that connects to the ISP router, which connects to my ISP, and my computer is connected to the Netgear. Then this default gateway would be the Netgear router default gateway. So you want to dig through your settings and find the default gateway of the Netgear router. So it would be here for my router, even though it's under WAN connection status. This would show up as my other router, my ISP router, if this was the Netgear router. But you just want to dig through that, and then once you find it, right-click that or copy it or whatever you want. Make sure you go to that URL, log in, and then what you want to search for is DMZ, something relating to DMZ. You want to hit enable, and then find what your sub router, I'll call it. So let's say this is my ISP router, which it is. Set it to your Netgear router, and then you could really ignore this, and then just hit apply. That way, every port request would actually be sent directly to your Netgear or your sub router, whatever sub router you have, and you should have no problems in the future trying to port forward through your sub router. And then once you've done all of that, make sure you run your server, do whatever you need to, and then use uGetSignal. I will leave a link in the description if you're having trouble finding some of these router settings. There's a site called Port Forwarding Tester, portforward.com, something along those lines. And I will link to that in the video description. Hopefully this video has helped you. If it has, leave a like. If it hasn't, dislike if you'd like. And then comment down below. Tell me what I should improve on. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.